Well, hello everyone. My name is Diego. We're here with our friend Sigma, and she's gonna talk about her experience with a service animal. Yes. For the question, what's her name?
This is Athena.
Okay, and she's a service animal for what?
I have pretty severe anxiety. I have a hormone disorder from a non-cancerous brain tumor that sits on my pituitary gland and spits out all sorts of gross stuff.
Oh.
So I had that diagnosed in 2011, and then about a year later there was an incident that gave me severe PTSD. And so I'd had Athena just as a dog to keep me company, kind of just like generalized anxiety would be helped if I had a friend at home. And after the PTSD set in, the doctor was like, you know what if you just took her all the way and trained her as a service dog and she could come with you to class and be more helpful. And so that was great because I had a little bit more of a social life in Arizona because of that. Yeah, so before I had Athena, I had a lot of trouble leaving the house. Anxiety for no reason, even though I knew it was from the tumor and I had medicine. There were days where just crossing the threshold of my door was impossible. At least when I had a dog, I could take myself out of the situation. Well, for myself, I don't want to leave. But for Athena's sake, she can't stay inside for 4 days. So at the very least, I'd go out for 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening. And then because she had to go to the dog park, I started talking to people at the dog park and making friends at the dog park. Through her, I started to be able to learn how to control my emotional outbursts slightly better. It's still something I deal with.
Now talk about how that has impacted your work life. I think that's really kind of interesting.
So it was a lot more acceptable to be a student with a disability at ASU. I have to give a lot of credit to Arizona State that the Disability Resource Center is fantastic. It's open almost 24/7. There's always somebody to call. I had a personal case manager who helped introduce all my teachers to the fact that I was going to have a dog with me. So when I wanted to have part-time jobs besides being a teaching assistant, it was really difficult because you have to be on time for a job. You can't be 5 minutes late. You can't say, I just can't leave my house, so I'm not coming into work today. Unless you have a telecommuting job, it's really difficult. So you can have a real job. And as an urban planner, real work experience is
and you can't really
key.
telecommute when you're an urban planner.
And so I was self-selecting to not take these internships or pursue these opportunities because I thought it would be too difficult to complete the job with Athena. I didn't want to tell people outside of school because school had made such a welcoming community and so much effort. I was afraid that in the real world I would just not get hired, not get the interview, because I use this word a lot because I used to live in China, mafan. It'd be so troublesome to have somebody that has a dog to accommodate them that they're just gonna not take me.
Do you think those assumptions come from like a bad experience you have, or just your own kind of the social assumptions of?
Kind of my own assumptions because I never saw anybody in
there.
the job that I was doing that had a service animal. I heard of these magical places that have dog-friendly offices.
So what are you doing now?
So I did several internships and I didn't take Athena with me because I wouldn't tell them. And it was international travel and I figured that I've never traveled with her on an airplane before. She was actually brought by her trainer here. But after I did that, and it was awful being away from her. Like it makes a huge difference having her. But after I did that, I interviewed for a position here and they're like, great, can you start in 2 weeks? So I moved out from Arizona like mid-May, came here June 1st, and it was too fast to bring her here. So I was thrown into a really kind of in the deep end with the work environment, which in a lot of ways has been great because it challenged my own assumptions of what I could do because I was so afraid of having a panic attack or anxiety attack because people look at you differently once it happens because they think it's a character flaw, it's weakness in you that you can't, or as a woman, like, oh, you just can't control your emotions, you're PMSing, you're just difficult. And no matter how much I would try to preface or warn people, like, I might completely lose it, I'm gonna look crazy, and in like an hour, I might be okay, but, please don't be different or think I'm different. They're like, yeah, sure, it's gonna be fine. And then it happens, and then they don't know how to handle it. I didn't tell anyone at the office, I just did my work, tried to work really hard, but then went home and fell apart. Once they found out, they've been nothing but incredibly supportive and encouraging.
But it's like your own insecurities.
Yeah, it was my own prejudice against myself.
But I think also important for people to speak about these things, right? To encourage other people to say you can be in this position too, you can have a job like this?
So I was probably self-selecting, and my family is now becoming more supportive. But my mom didn't tell my relatives about my PTSD or the tumor for 2 years. So
Also, people that are autistic, right, and that can hide their autism because they're high functioning. Sometimes they don't even want to talk about their disability. But then when you have a bunch of disabled people talking about their disability and sharing their experiences, it's like, wait, I go through those experiences too. One thing that people could do or people should know.
I think it takes exposure when kids are really young, or just patience as an adult. People are judgmental no matter what. I mean, so people are judgmental for the most basic and ridiculous things. But I had a good experience with her when I first got here. I took her to Whole Foods. I was nervous, new place for me, new place for her. And there was this little kid, and he just points, he goes, "Mommy, there's a dog in here." And she's like, "Yes, I know. There's not supposed to be dogs in here." "Yes, but that's a service dog." "What does that mean?" "Oh, he's helping that lady." And it was just like,
Oh,
you get it, and you taught your kid.
Awesome.
You want to be on camera, huh?
Yes.
Come here, Venus, come here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What should the hashtag be for this week? I think Athena should be the hashtag.
Athena's hashtag.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Bye.